So yeah, the people who have dedicated their lives to this metaphysical knowledge that goes beyond our sort of normal material sense, these people, they dedicate their lives to following certain principles, so they regulate their lives and they follow these practices. And this knowledge is passed down over thousands, even millions of years between spiritual master or disciple. Who then
Oh, you lost me there. Millions of years? There were no humans millions of years ago.
How do you know?
Well, how do I know? Because I trust authorities. I don't know personally. I haven't checked it myself.
Talking of authorities, this is why we say we take our knowledge from authorities that we can trust, because we know people who are living very strict lifestyles, who are following a particular process which enables one to achieve this higher level of consciousness. Many people can't achieve a higher level of consciousness. They're so polluted with their lifestyle and the way they behave that they're actually stuck in a more animalistic type of consciousness. And our society is actually geared up for that. It's to keep people stupid, keep people distracted, keep people in that animalistic mode, thinking about sex, intoxication, all these sorts of things. And it keeps the consciousness low.
You caught me there. I was thinking about intoxication right now.
And what happens with lots of us, when we take to self-control, as in controlling our mind and our senses, we then were able to achieve higher platforms of consciousness where we become aware of a higher reality. So we're taking knowledge that's been passed down in disciplic succession unchanged. And what these authorities tell us, we can trust because we have direct experience it through these mystic practices. Now, these other authorities, they're giving us certain versions of history which you says we can't even tell about World War II. How could we even know? Even Darwin admitted that his theory was just speculation. When we look in the deepest...
all theories are speculations, actually.
But truth is absolute. Reality is absolute.
Well...
is your belief...
Well, I say, do you know why I say well? Because I think of so many things right now, and including the fact that the truth in a totalitarian country is always absolute. So the absolute truth can easily be used for justification of horrible things. And this is why I'm wary when I hear the phrase absolute truth.
So it's a bit of a trigger warning for you.
It is.
Yeah, and I can understand
it is.
that. I can sense with your name and things like that you've got a particular cultural background, and there'll be
yes, socialism.
Yes.
So when I hear absolute truth, all of a sudden I'm thinking, Marxism, absolute truth.
How about absolute reality then?
Stay away from it.
Absolute reality. So for example, this material we're standing on has got a particular composition. We can understand the energy is arranged in a particular way. These molecules, we call it granite. And granite's a particular stone. And is anybody going to say that their belief is going to rearrange the structure of that energy to be water or to be air?
Whoa.
Because it's absolute.
What do you mean by this energy? All matter is actually frozen energy. I understand this. This is Einstein. E equals mc squared. Is this
Einstein
what you mean?
Had some things right, but we have to remember that quantum mechanics shows us that Einstein wasn't 100% correct. Quantum mechanics has been proven.
Yeah, nobody is 100% correct. This is what I was also thinking when you said something about absolute truth.
Well, a reality, there is an absolute truth behind a reality. We can understand all energy is consciousness. This universe we're living in.
All energy is consciousness?
Yes.
Oh, you lost me there. Where's the evidence of this? All energy is consciousness.
Oh, well, you can find this out yourself. I mean, we can look in quantum physics and things and we can see evidences of it. And we can see that we are living in a massive multidimensional multiverse. And we can see evidence of that as well.
So we are. Let's suppose we detonate a nuclear weapon. A large quantity of energy is released. Does it mean that a large quantity of consciousness is released?
Well, the energy is already there. It's went from being in one state to another state. So you're not really releasing the energy. The energy was already there. The energy is there all the time.
Not exactly. Again, E equals mc squared. The energy was not already there. The mass was there, and the mass was converted to energy.
But the mass is already energy. It's just energy in a particular state.
Okay, in this sense, yes, the energy was already there, in this sense.
So everything that we see is energy. It's energy existing in different states. We are also energy. But our conscious energy, what we are, isn't necessarily what we think it is in our brain or whatever. It's located in a energy centre within this region here. It's known as the Atma or the Self, and this is the true Self that's in there. Now this moves from body to body. From a young age to an older age, you're taking different bodies every 7 or 10 years, and you've got entirely new cells in your body, so you're changing body.
Yeah, that has been proven. I agree with that.
And once your body is finished and it's no longer a suitable vehicle for the consciousness then takes another body. The position of that, what that body is going to be in, depends on the condition of the consciousness at the time that it changes. And this is, we talk about karma and reincarnation here. Now we have evidences of this because we know there are many people who can remember details of their past lives. You can take some psychedelics or be hypnotised, and some things could be revealed to you, or you could recall some details of past experiences. It's very, very common. Then we have the phenomenon of near-death experiences, where someone is essentially brain dead, their heart is stopped, they're in the hospital, they have left their body and they are witnessing things happening round about. They are resuscitated, they go back into their body.
Yes, I'm familiar with this.
So this is shown as
They all have the same, more or less the same story. So apparently there is something going on there that's not imaginary. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So when I was saying about this Vedic culture that was global, you know, the Vedas deal with knowledge on all branches of knowledge. And actually a lot of our modern science and mathematics has come from these ancient Vedas, because people have studied them and realised, oh, this is telling us this is telling us that. Great thinkers.
Well, the zero for one thing.
Yeah, and the concept of infinity and many, many different things. You know, the Vedas, you know, they describe quantum theory, they describe many, many things for us. But when we look at that, the cream of that knowledge deals with the transcendental nature of the self. You know, the self is not a material being, it's a transcendental spiritual being, if you want to use that word. But we are pure consciousness and we are eternal. We're existing in this illusion where we think we're a sort of temporary, limited being.
I don't want to use this word, but I understand what you're saying.
And so
I like your presentation. I really enjoy it. I'm not convinced.
You don't need to be convinced, you know, but you know, experience will help with that sort of thing. And we say to anybody, you know, if you disagree, try and dispute the philosophy. Look at the philosophy. If you can dispute the philosophy, then you'll do something that nobody else has been able to do. You know, with logic and with reasoning, with evidence.
Oh, logic, evidence, these things are misleading. This is, by the way, the philosophy of my own book, because all these people had plans that were logical and based supposedly on evidence and all that, and it all ended up in disaster.
From their limited conception.
So logic is always limited because it's our logic.
Well, if you're taking logic from the supreme consciousness, then you know it's not going to be flawed at all. So when we're talking about absolute reality,
again, Marxism comes to mind here, because they were also claiming that they're objective, they're getting their knowledge from the objective laws of history and all that.
Yeah, but that was a human speculation.
Well, how come yours is not a human speculation then?
Well, because I told you about parampara earlier. So people who are, you know, giving up on material life, they're controlling their senses and their mind, controlling their mind and emotions by controlling their senses. They will have access to higher levels of consciousness.
Oh, I'm beginning to grasp it now. So, if you practice, say, yoga, you learn how to get detached from your own biases and to look at the world the way it is, not the way you are. Is this the idea?
Well, this is part of it, yes.
Okay, this makes sense.
Also from your own speculation, you have to take from bona fide sources who are passing on knowledge which is coming down, you know. So there's two ways knowledge can come. You've got a descending process or an ascending process. An ascending process is where you're learning and figuring out for yourself. A descending process is where you're taking the knowledge from a higher source. You know, the higher source will be the spiritual master, and the spiritual master's getting that either from these revealed scriptures which are coming directly from the supreme consciousness. So the knowledge is coming from a higher dimension, and it's filtering down through processes to us. And if we want to engage in that knowledge, we can, because it's always waiting for us. If not, then we can continue on thinking that we're enjoying this life, and we can take all the happiness and suffering that come with it, life after life after life after life. And there's no guarantee that you're going to be in a nice situation in any of those lives, because you're going to have karma to contend with. That's the reactions to what you've been doing. And in this society, we are accruing so much negative karma with our actions, because everything we are doing is coming at the expense of other living entities. Not just humans, but other living entities are getting badly exploited for our enjoyment. And this carries its own reaction. So, we have to consider these things. So if we're not living in accordance with, how we're meant to be living, then we get some trouble from that. And there's ways that we can understand these things. That knowledge is kind of being kept away from us because of people that are controlling the society and the economy. They don't want people thinking about this sort of thing. They want to control us and manipulate us through our animalistic propensities. That's why children are getting so sexualised. That's why these devices are designed to capture your attention. And there's all sorts of...
Well, you have one of those.
Yeah, but I only use it for the work I'm doing. Otherwise, I don't touch it.
Okay.
Anyway, my friend, maybe you'd like to take this. Or pick a book.
No, thank you. No, thank you. But if I can make just a small donation,
sure,
I don't mind that.
That's amazing. Thank you.
No, that's nothing.
If you're interested, you can try some of this techniques for yourself.
Yes, I'm actually interested because I'm trying to understand how my brain works and how to center it around something, because it goes all over the place all the time. And apparently it's something physiological. It's not easy, but maybe the yogas, is this the...
Yes, yoga.
Maybe they came with some technique that allows you to structure your thoughts. So far, the only way I can find is by writing.
Well, this is a good way to focus your mind, but there are other ways in which you have to restrain yourself from indulging in your senses, because the mind is always jumping from different objects of the senses. So this is, we use mantra meditation, which in comparative studies is the most effective form of meditation.
Yeah, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna.
That's
until you get to some state that is not your typical state of mind.
Well, just by focusing on making the sound and by listening to the sound, you're sort of focusing the mind, and you're withdrawing it from just doing whatever it wants all the time, because the mind is naturally flickering and it's looking for things to enjoy through the senses. And so you need to withdraw the mind from that and focus it. And once you start to do that, the mind can quieten down, and then this other part of the consciousness can be available.
Thank you for this idea. I'll Google it, and if my mind doesn't flicker by the time I get home.
Well, my friend, yeah, that's about the mantra meditation. Why don't you put that in your pocket?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for such a wonderful conversation. You're very intelligent.
Thank you, so are you.
I'd like you to say a special word.
Wow, you're cold.
Yeah, that's fine. This is a nice mantra, and it invokes auspiciousness. So can you say Goranga?
If I can say what?
Goranga.
Goranga.
Goranga!
Goranga!
Take care, my man. All the best.
Thank you, you too.
it.